Okay, so let's talk about AI. It is absolutely everywhere, right? There's so much hype, so much hope, and frankly, a lot of confusion. But what's really coming in the next 5 years? Forget the Terminator stuff, forget the sci-fi. We're going to cut through all that noise and look at the real, actual progress being made in the labs that are building our future. Let's separate the speculation from the science and see what the next 5 years of AI really have in store.
And look, this isn't just about small upgrades to your phone. The people who are actually building this tech, they believe we're on the edge of a massive shift in how we live and work. They're not just talking about things getting a little bit faster or a little bit easier, they're building the foundation for a total transformation. So what does that foundation look like right now?
It's so easy to think of AI as just, a chatbot, something that writes an email for you or answers a trivia question. But the truth is, we've already blown past simple text generation. The leading edge of AI today, it's all about creating and understanding entire worlds.
To really get where this is all going, you have to look at the two giants leading the charge, OpenAI and Google DeepMind. And what's really fascinating is just how similar their big picture goals are. OpenAI wants to, and I quote, ensure that AGI benefits all of humanity. Meanwhile, Google DeepMind's goal is to build AI responsibly to benefit humanity. You see the theme here, they're both playing the long game and their eyes are on the same prize, a powerful general AI.
And this is where things get wild. This perfectly shows how far we've come. Take a look at OpenAI's Sora. This thing isn't just making short, blurry video clips. It's described as a model that can generate physically accurate, realistic, and controllable video. It can even sync dialogue. Think about that. It understands the physics of our world well enough to create a simulation of it just from a few words of text. Now let's jump over to Google DeepMind, because they're building on this idea. Their model, which they call Genie, takes it to the next level. It doesn't just create a video that you watch. It creates an entire interactive world that you can actually play. The lab calls it a general-purpose world model that can create a huge variety of these interactive environments from just a single image. We are literally talking about generating playable video games on the fly. This is the new starting line.
So if AI can already get its head around creating entire worlds, what's the next logical step? Well, it's moving from being a tool that we use to an agent that acts for us. This is what a lot of people in the field see as the real leap forward, the beginning of a whole new era.
Okay, so what in the world is an AI agent? It's not just a program that follows a single command. It's a system that can understand a complex goal, something like, hey, plan a weekend trip to Paris for me. Then it can reason about the best way to do that, create a whole multi-step plan, and then actually use the tools, booking websites, calendars, to make it happen for you.
It kind of helps to break it down into 4 steps. First, it has to perceive the goal and what's going on around it. Then it has to reason to figure out the steps it needs to take. After that, it has to act using all those digital tools. And finally, it has to interact with other systems or maybe even with you to ask for clarification. It's this constant loop of getting things done.
And this isn't just some theory on a whiteboard. Google DeepMind is already building something called SEMA. They describe it as an agent that plays, reasons, and learns with you inside complex 3D video games. This agent can understand what you're saying in plain English and work with you as a teammate. This is the beginning of AI not just as a tool, but as a collaborator.
All of this incredible progress, from creating worlds to these autonomous agents, it's all pointing in one direction. It's heading toward one ultimate, incredibly ambitious goal for these labs: artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
Now, when researchers talk about the end game, they often use a very specific term. This comes from a new analysis, which defines transformative AGI as an AI that can do pretty much any valuable task for the same cost as a human, or even cheaper. So this is the key. It's not just about being super smart. It's about being so capable and so cheap that it transforms the entire global economy.
And that brings us right back around to that grand vision. When a lab like OpenAI puts a quote like this front and center, it just shows you the massive scale of their ambition. They're not trying to build a better search engine. They believe they're on a path to a technology that will completely reshape society as we know it.
The vision is crystal clear, right? The progress is, well, it's undeniable. You can almost feel the momentum building. But does that mean this transformative future is a sure thing? Is AGI just around the corner? Well, this is where we need to pump the brakes a little bit and look at the actual data.
So, let's inject a dose of hard reality into this conversation. A recent, really detailed research paper took a serious statistical look at the road to AGI, and
its findings might surprise you.
According to this deep analysis, the chances of us getting that transformative AGI by the year 2043 is less than 1%. Yeah, not 10%, not 5. Less than 1. So how is that possible when everything seems to be moving so fast?
Well, the core argument of the paper is this. AGI isn't just one big breakthrough that's waiting to happen. It's actually a long, really fragile chain made of many necessary breakthroughs. Every single link in that chain has to be created successfully, and if even one of those links breaks, the whole chain fails.
This table from the research really spells out the challenge. The researchers break the problem down into different buckets. Software breakthroughs, hardware capabilities, and even socio-political stuff like, will we have the stability and the money to even keep this work going? They give each step a probability of success, and even if you're optimistic and say some steps have a 95% chance, when you multiply all those probabilities together, the final number just plummets. I mean, the bottom line is that a dozen likely things all happening in a row is actually incredibly unlikely.
So, what do we do with this? How do we make sense of these two powerful stories? On one hand, you've got the mind-blowing vision and real progress from the AI labs. And on the other, you've got this sobering, data-driven reality check.
The way to think about it is that the future of AI over the next couple of decades probably won't be some single AGI event. This is a marathon, not a sprint. We're going to see unbelievable, world-changing progress in specific areas, like those AI agents automating our tasks, but it's going to be spotty and it's going to be uneven. And as that research shows, a lot of the biggest roadblocks have nothing to do with code. They're about hardware, economics, and society itself.
So maybe, at the end of the day, the most important takeaway is this. The real question we should be asking isn't if AI is going to arrive and change everything overnight. The better question is, how are we, all of us, going to manage this complicated, decades-long journey of partial breakthroughs and massive challenges that truly lies ahead of us?